Welcome back to the San Joaquin Valley Water and Land Use Series. I'm your host, Vicky Espinoza, a PhD candidate at UC Merced. In this series, I will go over the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act, or commonly referred to as SGMA, the most sweeping new water law in California in a century, which could affect the future of rural communities like yours across the state. It's very important for residents like you to have a say in how local agencies implement this law because their decisions could directly affect you, your water, your job, and what the land looks like around you. These videos are designed to give you important information about this law and how you can get involved. In part 1.3 of this video series, I will go over SGMA's challenges and opportunities and how you can help guide and inform the groundwater sustainability plan. Hi, I'm Vicky Espinoza. I'm a PhD candidate at UC Merced. My research analyzes the impacts of the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act, or SGMA, on agricultural land, and how these land use changes could impact farmers and communities like yours in the San Joaquin Valley. The land use decisions that are made to meet SGMA will impact your water, your jobs, and your community's landscape. So what am I doing to make sure that your voices are included in these land use decisions? I'm creating a land use model that includes your voice to inform the future landscapes of the valley. I'm also informing and learning from farmers and community members through workshops and my YouTube channel, Cali Water Ag. If you want to participate to help me create a land use model that includes your voice, feel free to email me at caliwaterag@gmail.com. And also feel free to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Cali Water Ag to stay tuned for any more videos and to connect with me for ways so that we can collaborate to create an equitable and representative San Joaquin Valley land use model. I look forward to meeting you all and enjoy the video. In this video, we will go over the opportunities and challenges presented by SGMA, who can participate in a GSA, and how you can become involved in informing the groundwater sustainability plans for the GSA in your community. SGMA opens the door to new opportunities. There is an opportunity to increase and improve collaboration between key stakeholders of SGMA, which include policy and decision makers, farmers and community members, ecosystem and wildlife experts, and academics. Increased collaboration and coordination between those that inform decisions, make decisions, and are impacted by these decisions provide many benefits, like equitable and locally tailored water and land use management strategies that promote long-term sustainability. SGMA provides the opportunity for California to learn from other water-scarce and groundwater-reliant regions about what worked and did not work when designing their groundwater management approaches. California can also be a role model for other water-scarce regions globally if they approach climate change adaptation strategies correctly. It is no small endeavor. California faces the need to develop and implement climate change adaptation strategies that advance social equity, protect the environment, and promote human well-being, all the while managing limited natural resources and building resilience to climate change. But this goes along with increasing collaboration and coordination. There is an opportunity to become creative and innovative in the solutions to address water and natural resources management. SGMA also presents challenges. As you learned from part 2 of this 3-series segment on SGMA, many GSAs can form for one groundwater subbasin. Being able to ensure coordination to come up with proper strategies to achieve groundwater sustainability can be complicated, especially when so many groups are trying to work together and each have conflicting perspectives on what issues need to be addressed and prioritized, as well as approaches for management strategies and meeting SGMA targets by 2040. Engaging the public can present some challenges, especially when finding ways to disseminate and communicate information. One of the challenges is being able to communicate information in different languages for community members that make up many of the agricultural regions of California, including Spanish and Hmong. Another is finding effective ways to notify the public of how they can become engaged with the development and implementation of the groundwater sustainability plans, or GSPs. Finding ways to properly implement management strategies without negatively impacting communities, the economy, and the environment is another challenge. Landscape changes is another challenge that SGMA presents. I will go into this in more detail since this is a topic of my doctoral research and has socioeconomic and environmental implications for our agricultural communities. According to recent studies, agricultural land will go out of production to meet SGMA targets by 2040. This has been a very much talked about approach for how to meet SGMA targets. The challenges arise in finding where and how to do this without negatively impacting communities and the economy. So, why agricultural lands? As you can see on this map, agriculture in many regions of California, like the Central Valley and the Colorado River Basin in Southern California, use most of the annual applied water use. During wet years, agriculture uses about 30% of applied water compared to urban, using only about 8%. During dry years, agriculture requires about 61% of the total statewide applied water use compared to the urban sector. This graph further emphasizes that agriculture makes up a majority of the total applied water use compared to the urban sector. And although there have been decreases in water use in both sectors with increasing populations, there is still room to effectively manage limited groundwater resources. As we have learned in part 1 of the SGMA video series, groundwater becomes essential during drought years in California to meet water supply demands and has led to overdraft of groundwater basins, as shown by the map on the left. SGMA provides the opportunity to find regions that are best suitable to recharge groundwater, as shown on the recharge suitability map on the right. Finding what regions based on soil type and other factors can help promote land uses that increase groundwater levels. Taking land out of production comes with challenges, as it has social, economic, and environmental implications. Taking land out of production could lead to job losses and impact those that rely on agriculture for their livelihood, like disadvantaged communities and farmers, which has economic implications on communities. It also has nationwide and worldwide economic impacts, since the San Joaquin Valley produces about 40% of the fruits, nuts, and vegetables for the United States, and exports some commodities internationally. Leaving land out of production or fallowed could lead to environmental impacts like increases in dust if the land is no longer irrigated, which has health implications on communities that are already faced with environmental issues. If approached strategically and with those impacted in mind, there are opportunities to explore land use changes. These aren't necessarily in the form of taking land out of production, but by implementing multi-benefit alternative land uses in agricultural lands that are suitable for promoting groundwater recharge and reduce impacts to disadvantaged communities, our farmers, the economy, and the environment. I will be providing a detailed video on multi-benefit alternative land uses and what they may look like, so stay tuned. I reviewed this slide in part 2 of this series, but it's important to emphasize who is making decisions in your community and to inform you that you can be a part of informing the Groundwater Sustainability Plans, or GSPs. So, those who make up the GSAs are local agencies, and they are your irrigation districts, your water districts, water storage districts, city and county agencies. Then there are those who can participate in developing the GSPs. These are mutual water companies, water corporations, community members, and farmers. That includes you. GSAs and other agencies are still learning what will and won't work in their basin to achieve SGMA targets by 2040. And GSPs are likely to change over time to address what isn't working. So it's very important to stay involved and continue informing GSPs and make them representative of your community's needs. I have a few recommendations for agricultural community members interested in becoming involved in informing SGMA-related decisions. The first is to attend GSA meetings. Check GSA websites for more information on when and where meetings are being held. Due to coronavirus, some GSAs are meeting via video conference call. If your GSA is using Zoom, a free and common video conference software, and you need more information on how to install and use Zoom, I have a tutorial on how to do this for both a phone and computer on my YouTube channel, Cali Water Ag. I also recommend calling your GSA representative if you have any questions on SGMA in your region. If you don't know how to find or reach out to your GSA member, I have a video showing you how to navigate the Department of Water Resources SGMA portal to find which GSA your address falls under. Some GSAs receive community feedback and concerns about groundwater sustainability through surveys posted on their website. If they are available on their website, I recommend filling them out, since this is one way that they incorporate your perspectives and concerns. I encourage you all to collaborate with your GSAs and other community members to talk about solutions that would be beneficial and appropriate for your community. Last but not least, I encourage you all to ask questions to your GSA members, to each other, and myself, so that you can stay informed and continue to guide groundwater sustainability plans in the right direction. Some examples of questions you can ask are: how is SGMA impacting water use in my community? Another is, are the GSPs addressing contamination of groundwater wells used for drinking water? These are some of many questions that you can ask to stay informed. I'd also like to mention that SGMA and the GSPs have the ability to change and adapt to fix what isn't working for each subbasin. So stay involved if you are already, and if you aren't, it's not too late. Well, that concludes this 3-part video series called the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act. In part 3 of this SGMA video series, we learned that although SGMA presents many opportunities to implement equitable and locally tailored solutions to land and water management, challenges remain. One challenge of SGMA is a change in land use to meet SGMA targets. I also went over some of the ways that you can become involved with your GSA to inform groundwater sustainability plans. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, please ask in the video comments or feel free to send an email to caliwaterag@gmail.com as seen on that screen. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Cali Water Ag, and share this video with family and friends so that together we can learn more about California water and agriculture. A special thanks to Vice Lab at UC Merced and the Environmental Defense Fund for funding of this project and editorial support.